Hey guys, Thursday, July 25th, 2024, U.S. session closed. The Black Widow came all drunk and she just started strutting her stuff. And the Bears, with her, pushed it down. And you can see volume. I'm using the September contract, U24, and you can see that the Black Widow is getting very aggressive. The EIA report numbers were not too good. Uh, As you can see, the pressure to the downside. So I wanted to do this video. I didn't think I was going to do it, but I'm going to do this video. And I want to cover some key things of where I think the nat gas is going to go in regards to a level. So I'm going to go over some things. I wanted to start off with the September, but now I'm going to switch because I have all my stuff and all my markings on the August contract until it switches. There we go. So this is the August contract, which is 204, as you can see. Volume is dwindling, but we're at the value area low again, around 204, and eventually it's probably going to go down. So I wanted to put some things here. First off is the trend line. And you can see that on a scale chart, log scale chart, you can see that we already cracked it. In this pivot, this trend line is anchoring from the February 20 low to here. So now let's go and move on to our simple glance chart. And we already see that the mobiles, we cracked it. We closed below it. We got a PPS sell signal. We also have our pivot, or you could say our indicator to go short, just kicked in with today's price action. There's a pivot here around 201. I think is going to go lower. And I'm going to show you, look at the MACD, looks like it wants to cross over. We'll see. Let's go here now. Remember this trend line I had here? We could probably get rid of that because they broke right through that and kissed the 75%. Let's remove that drawing. I thought it was going to chop around here and continue going higher, but that didn't play out. So right now it's finding support at the 75%. This is the gap area. This is your 1x1 on a scale chart. So according again, we're all on the weaker side. But in the positive sense, I'm thinking if the seasonality is going to play out, I think it probably wants to fill this gap. This is the only thing that always concerned me once we did that and went all the way to the June 6, June 11 high and then came down. I was like, we got this bounce, but looking at it now, and it's probably too early until we take out this low, that it was all, a head fake from the Black Widow to maybe fill this area. And then the next thing is to see if this area will hold. We don't know yet. But once it gets there, and I'm going to show you some levels to watch, if it holds, then maybe we got a good fighting chance for it to go up. But another thing we have to remember is we need demand. We need a catalyst to start bringing this supply down in storage. So I don't know if that's going to be in August, the weather. I don't know if that's going to be heat. I don't know what it could be. But we need something, some kind of trigger, some kind of event or catalyst that will bring demand into natural gas, not just supply, just filling up these storage of natural gas. So that has to also trigger, because if we got seasonalities, we got cycles, we got everything all kind of lining up, and we're pretty much very cheap what is going to cause this thing to start going like this? I mean, the cycles are lining up. We just have to wait for that event, and I don't know what that event is. So that's the unknown. But I think the first step is let's fill this gap. So I think that's what I would recommend for those that are waiting to see what should we wait for. I think that's the first step. Fill that gap. Channel, as you can see, we're right at the cusp, right here at this midpoint from this channel. If that doesn't hold, we're gonna fill the gap. But this is important right here. Next would be the FT levels, 191 to 195, but the gap goes deeper, and I'm going to show you that. But these are just key levels I'm watching. And it may not fill the gap. It may get close to it and then just tease us like the Black Widow does, and then rip. And maybe eventually in the future it may fill it. I don't know. It's one of those weird things with these gaps. But I hope it gets filled. So this is the gap. And the gap starts from 190, which is somewhere around here. And then it ends at 194, which was this high right here, this candle. So anywhere between here, once we hit 184, we fill the gap. And if we go lower, I got some levels for you to watch. Because the Black Widow, I know, is going to play tricks. She's going to make it seem like, oh, we might probably, wait a minute, we might go and test 152. She might go and test the lows, which is possible. And then maybe rip, into the last week of July, first week of August. You never know. But this is technically, from what I see in my chart, the gap fill area. Next thing I want to show you, I'm not going to bother with measured move. Trend line from non-log scale, we already, and maybe what I said earlier about this trend line, actually no, this trend line is not from the 152 low, because it would have been sloped at a different angle. This is a pivot from here to here, and we're already below it. This green one comes all the way from the 152 low to this right here. And the 152 low from here. So you got a couple that you want to watch, or at least I'm watching. SO levels, P lines. I haven't shown this, but this is other levels that I'm watching. 205, and then you have 187. So keep an eye out for 187. Very important. I'm going to show you the levels to watch for it to, going on the downside. One is 187. SO levels, So this one is important too. So you want to write down 192, 185, 182. And if the Black Widow is going to play her tricks with her glass of wine and trying to tempt us, then this is where you want to, she may probably want to go even to 177 and maybe trap some bears and then reverse it. And that's it, that it's trying to fill the gap and maybe do a little trap for the bears. I think this is the lowest level that I have. This is a pretty much Gann technique in regards to support. 177, 182, 185, and 192. And remember the gap fill prices between 190 and 184. Very important levels on the downside. Dates I'll be watching will be August 2nd. That's your halfway point from June 11th high. Next thing would be square of 9 angles, 184. I don't know if I said that before, but if I haven't, it's important. SR, 189 and 156, pretty much 152. Swing chart. I have 201 right now to see if this low is going to hold. And I have 727 that I'm watching, which I think that's a Saturday, right? 25th. Yeah, it's a Saturday. So if anything, it's probably gonna I have it on the 26th. It should be the 27th, which is today. Maybe I need to move this, but yeah, it's for today, this date. So I want to see what's gonna happen here, and the next one will be August 7th. But that's way in advance. So I want to watch what price action is gonna do today. And weekly M&M, well, it's nothing really here. So I need to adjust this chart. So you got all the important levels here. Let's go back to our APF. And lastly, let's look at our midpoint chart. So big level to watch is $1.94. That's our April 14 low of 2023. Let's see. Over here, there's really nothing here to watch. The mobiles are still positive, but we have a PPS sell signal. I don't know if this is going to try to bounce and then fail into next week, or maybe continue going down slowly to fill this gap. So that remains to be seen. The Stokes are kind of turning here. Yeah, so there's nothing really level wise here. Let's look at our weekly pivots with our 4-hour. And we have this low of last week, which is 201 right there. And this is an area I have from the market profile that I'm watching. So if we crack below 198, then this is your next pivot on the weekly. 194, remember 194, April 14 low. And then lastly, this is extreme for the week. 187, another number you want to watch, 187. So, I don't know if it's going to go all the way down Friday, but maybe it'll go down a little lower, kind of go sideways, or maybe rally, maybe try to get some bulls. It's like, oh, here it is. This is the low. And then come Monday and Tuesday, I have to look at the statistical calendar to see what's the possibility. And you know what, today, talking about statistical calendar, today was positive. It was positive trading day, and you can see that it didn't work out. So I got to look at the calendar for next week to see, the average return by week. I want to see what the Monday through Friday, what are the bullish days, what are the bearish days, and trading day wise, what's bullish and what's really negative, and just kind of take it from there and then look at price action. But the mobiles are negative. Stokes still, pushing lower. And this is the line in the sand here. And then you have this pivot low of 184. And this is from this gray area. This is from the market profile. So it's just an area that I'm having highlighted with volume. You got 184 here. And lastly, the daily, using the 1-hour chart, as you can see, when the numbers came out. Oh, this is the beginning of it. I thought it was going to rip from here, but then you see that it reversed by 7 o'clock. And they started selling it off. I think somewhere between here and here, the numbers came out and just kind of dwindle lower. So the line in the sand for tomorrow, Friday trading, is 209. I don't know. It's up to you, but if you wanted to go long, at least try to get above 209 to have a fighting chance to at least test a high of 215. And you got your pivot here of 218. That's the 270 degree, and you got 221 extreme. But I don't know, after these numbers, I don't know if this is going to go that high. I mean, it could go between here or here, 212, even more, it's 215, and maybe stall in the overnight or in the US session. And this is your last target to the downside. 197, $2. Or maybe they'll keep it here and they go sideways or somewhere up here. So Monday they could push it lower, or Sunday night, whatever, the future's open. Or Monday in the US, session. So that's pretty much it for me. I just wanted to kind of give you this quick update in regards to levels. But I think looking at this price action, you're below the 200 moving average. I think she wants to fill that gap, guys. I strongly think she wants to do that. And if she really wants to get, crazy, she may want to test this area right here. But we'll see. We'll take baby steps. Let's see if it takes out this low in between the overnight, which is the 201. Let's see if it takes out that low. If it takes out that low, there's a high probability that it's going to test this out. And on the Elliott wave theory, this is supposed to be a 4. I mean, if we go deep in here, we already violate this rule of $2. So I don't know. We'll see how that's going to play out. If it's going to fill this gap, technically this won't be a wave 4. So we'll figure out what the new count will be, or it may be a wave 4 doing some weird stuff. And if it goes all the way down here, then I don't know what the numbers are going to become, but they will adjust. I am going to sign out. Hopefully you guys place your stops and, be ready to fight another battle with the Black Widow. But I am watching and waiting. The positive things are the weekly are up. I believe the dailies are up. Seasonality saying this is the hot spot. Demand is not helping us. We have a lot of supply, a lot of storage. So that is the monkey in the wrench. And we're very cheap. We're in this area where we could get in at a good price and it kind of holds or goes sideways. If these seasonality kicks in and whatever the catalyst, I don't know if it's weather related or something, unknown that we don't know, that is going to spike natural gas, is going to be a good help for us. I believe commercial is hedging. They're selling. I believe large speculators, I believe, are buying. I have to look at the commitments of traders report. So we have a lot of things kind of there. The problem is the Black Widow, she likes to play tricks. And we have this thing right here. And it's all a mind game here. I thought this was going to be it. And she was going to come and fill this gap, in the future, maybe towards the end of the year. But she's getting closer. So it's like a teaser here that she's trying to tease us with. So anyway, I don't want to make this video too long. Let's see what happens in the overnight. I don't know if I'm going to be available for the morning because I'll be traveling. But I'll keep you posted on my thoughts on that, guys.